I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about, can no contact work twice?
Sure.
A lot of people wonder.
If it's good once,
I don't know, Margaret. 2 times, I don't know if it could work twice.
You mean if it didn't work the first time? Well, I don't know. Maybe it did work the first time. Why don't I shut my mouth and listen to what you have to say?
Well, let's see what happens, because a lot of people do wonder this. A lot of people wonder about no contact.
Okay.
And, you know, obviously, you know, we're talking about no contact in the context of, you know, you're going through a breakup, someone breaks up with you, and you don't reach out to them, you don't contact them anymore. So I got a question about it that said, "Hi Craig, I have a topic that I was hoping you could talk about in a video. I found your channel a few weeks ago, and I'm absolutely addicted to it. You and Margaret are the only thing that makes me feel any better."
Are we controlled substances somehow?
I guess so.
I'm so happy we're helpful. Honest. Yes.
My boyfriend and I broke up about 3 weeks ago. I went no contact for a few weeks, and then one day I lost control and I called him. This happens a lot.
Sure.
I talk to people all the time. I talked to a guy yesterday that did this.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up, so I called him 2 more times. Will no contact work if I do it more than once? Okay.
Oh, if she loses it and contacts him?
Yeah, so she lost it, she broke no contact, and now she's like, well, is it even going to work if I do this again?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, you obviously don't want to continue to make this mistake and reach out and lose emotional self-control. Really, the more self-control and the better you display your behavior during a breakup, the better your chances are of re-attracting that person. So, will it work? Will it be less effective? That's difficult to say, because every situation is so unique and different. But if you blew no contact, reached out, panicked, sent them emails and texts, and please Lord not the handwritten letter.
Please Lord not.
You know, you want to go back into no longer reaching out to that person. Can it be effective? Yes, it can be effective. Because if you, in that temporary moment, that person knows that you still want them back. They know that you're still trying to get with them and they're still sticking to their guns. But if you leave them alone and you go back and stop, you know, let's say go back into no contact, you're no longer reaching out, yes, it can be effective, because 2 weeks later, a month later, you know, they haven't heard from you. They don't know if you still feel the same way.
No, they don't.
They don't know if you have completely moved on. They don't know what you're doing. So yes, now it's going to take some time again for them to really believe you're no longer trying to get them back or force them back.
Right.
But after a period of time, they're going to say, you know what? I haven't heard from him in 2 months.
Yeah.
They don't think that you still want them 2 months later. Right?
Which you very well could.
Yeah. Or they don't know what you're thinking or what you're doing or what you're feeling. So yeah, you just got to do your best to stay disciplined. Okay? All of the stuff that Margaret and I teach, we teach it for a reason. And we really believe that you want to respect somebody's decision. And will it make no contact less effective if you keep reaching out? Probably.
Yes. And I think one of the things you said that very much helps to understand that is you want to give them a chance to miss you. And if you're making contact, they don't really have that chance to say, well, this is what life is like without Joe. You know, I really miss him. But if you're reaching out and then waiting for a response and then all that sort of thing, that just isn't happening. So I love the way you explain it. That it's to give them a chance to miss you. And you're certainly respecting their decision to not have contact.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is it the end of the world?
What do you mean?
To lose it and...
No, it's not the end of the world. But you definitely don't want to look for excuses to keep reaching out, and your brain will look for a million of them.
Yeah, it's his birthday. It might rain today. The ball game is on. He likes the ball game. Right?
I saw a picture of her out with another guy. That's it. I've got to reach out. That's a big one. Where you start to see in their social media that they're out with somebody new person there. They're getting serious with this new person, and then you're like, oh my God, I've got to reach out. I think that's probably the biggest reason somebody cracks.
I bet it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if I don't, they'll forget about me,
mm-hmm.
which we talked about earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they're not going to forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as you point out, sometimes being with somebody else makes you look real good.
That's true.
Yes, look on the bright side.
Mm-hmm.
If you've treated somebody very well, and then they're going to likely find somebody who's not going to treat them quite that well.
And you have to remember that they were attached to you. Okay? We bond as human beings. That is part of what we do, is we bond to somebody. We love them. We get connected to them. And that bond just doesn't break completely. And, you know, where it's like they forget about you and they move on. They're going to think about you.
Sure.
They're going to wonder about you, even if they are dating somebody else. But if you find out that they're dating somebody else, I find it to be more important to stick to your guns.
Right.
Because now you're going to reach out when they're excited about this new person.
Right. Yeah.
And they're going to reject you even harder. I told you, I'm happy now, and why are you trying to contact me? We haven't even talked in a month, and now you're reaching out, and they're upset,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, now you feel even worse.
It doesn't help. No, it does not help.
So do your very best to respect somebody's decision and to move forward and not look for excuses to reach out to them.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but this lady sounds very discouraged, I guess I would say.
Yes, but remember, and here's the key, no contact can work again as long as you move forward and your ex no longer sees that you're trying to get them back. That's a big part of it, okay? If they see that you're moving forward, they haven't heard from you, you're not trying to manipulate them or talk to them or send them a handwritten letter, which only shows more interest.
God forbid.
Right? The handwritten letter is showing interest. Because you don't send a handwritten letter to somebody you're not interested in.
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So, it can work. And I know if you've blown it, you're probably terrified that it can't work again. You just got to double down on yourself and who you want to become, how you want to handle this, and the plan you're going to formulate to try and get them back when the opportunity presents itself.
Right.
Which can be really scary and confusing, believe me.
Yeah.
I have people that, I had a guy yesterday and he's going to send me an email. He was watching the channel for months. Every day he was watching us for months and months and months and months. He said, I'd listen to you in the car for hours every day. He said, I got to the point where I was so disgusted that I thought, my ex is never coming back. I used to yell at the phone that, Craig, you're full of it. He said, he goes, Craig, I used to say, you are so full of it. My ex isn't ever coming back. I'm never going to hear from her again. And sure enough, she came back, and he said, my biggest regret was not signing up for a coaching with you, because guess how long it lasted? 10 days.
He came on too strong.
He went back to his old behavior.
Yes, of course.
After 10 days.
Yeah.
And he blew it.
Yeah.
And now they're broken up again.
He came on too strong, right? Yeah.
It wasn't so much, he came on too strong, but it was more of an issue, a personal issue he had with jealousy and anger. And there was a lot of jealousy and anger, and he went right back to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, send me an email. Let me share that, because I always tell people, you guys want to do a coaching with me right away. You don't want to wait until it's too late. And I go, I don't like to force myself on people. I like people to come to me when they're ready.
Right.
But you got to understand, I know these things so well, backwards and forwards.
But I can't think of how many times you've shared that story with me, that eventually the person does come back,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes right back to normal and didn't work. in minutes.
Guys, one of the most frustrating things for me as your coach, and I can tell you this, Margaret, is when you guys think your ex is never going to come back, or you get back with your ex, your motivation level drops to almost nothing. Both of those scenarios lead your motivation level going from here to here almost overnight. If you believe your ex is never reaching out, or you get them back, you stop working on yourself. I cannot tell you enough that you've got to make yourself, your mental health, your being a better partner, a priority. Okay?
Right.
And this is why I work so hard in these workbooks that are coming out, because it's to keep you going.
From not saying, everything's good now, I can relax. No.
And that's why I'm releasing 5 at once. So when you guys get finished, you go to the next one, and you feel comfortable going to the next one, and you go back and review your information. And the great thing about what I've designed here is that you can actually download the PDF to your phone and type it onto your phone. So you can type your answers onto the workbook on the PDF, save it, review it later. If you're having a moment of weakness, you pull it right back up. You review it, you go through it again. It's really going to help you to retain the information so you don't have these moments of weakness and you don't go and reach out to an ex.
Right.
So please, 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 when you're in a situation of a breakup and you feel like they're not coming back, or you got them back, stay committed.
Yes.
Stay working on it.
Yes, you just can't go back to where you were.
It's almost like you need to see it as a 1-year probation. Like literally,
Right.
You are on probation for a year. If you get your ex back, you are on probation for a year, and you've got to stay motivated for yourself for a year. If you can do that, you'll retain the information. You won't go back to your old ways.
Let's talk about that another day. That's a great topic.
Yeah. So, guys, okay, I hope this really cleared up. Yes, you can go back into no contact if you break it, but you don't want to keep making the same mistake, because it's ultimately just going to turn them off.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
So, when you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching. If you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available.
Yes, please feel free to sign up with me. I've had a good response and I'm very happy.
And make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you can find me on Twitter now. Just search Ask Craig Kenneth on Twitter. And I'm putting all kinds of fun things up there. You know what I found the other day?
What?
I posted a picture of an illustration that's up on the wall in your office, one that made me laugh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, which one was it?
The bird and the frog.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It says, never, never give up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I saw that online recently, and I thought, oh, this is funny. Margaret has the same drawing in her office,
Yeah.
so I put that up on the Twitter to show you guys.
Oh, good. Enjoy.
So, yeah, I'll do like little behind-the-scenes stuff on Twitter, so just add me on Twitter and you can see it there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me to get professional help on your situation. Go to askcraig.net to sign up for a personal coaching with me.